world. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the perfect quarter pipe mini ramp, plus some cool backdrop to set the scene. If I'm going too fast, feel free to pause the video in between steps, but I recommend watching through once so it all makes sense, and your build goes smoothly. Before we get started, two things. One, you'll need to go into the Properties menu and turn Collision off. And two, this guy right here, Snapping. We'll be coming back to this a few times in the build. To start off, make sure Snapping is off. Step 1. To start off the build, we need a hip. I like using the mid-size. Next, change the color to something bright and flip it 90 degrees on its side and rotate it into the light for a better view. Step 2. We're going to select a bank. A mid-sized steep bank will do. Blend it within the hip and change the color back so it contrasts. Rotate it till you see a right angle take shape. Place it and delete the hip. Step 3. Dive into the Vert menu and grab a roll-in. You can use a large, but for this video, we'll stick with the mid-size. Rotate it accordingly, followed by the Options menu and turning on Snapping. And stick it to the bank. Step 4. Next, we're going to select a bank and place it again. Select a concrete pad from the street items, and using the D-pad, move down to ground level. Rotate it till it sticks flat to the ground. Options menu, snapping off. Step 5. Select the concrete pad and using the D-pad, ascend to your workspace. Find the sweet spot where the transition blends nicely with the ground. Press and hold R1, and slide the piece to where you want it. Step 6. Head to the Rails menu and select a round rail. Move it to the quarter pipe section, and like before, pick a bright color and switch it to factory or park so it makes a difference. Zooming in and out, adjust the level of how much the selected piece will move up and down. Once you find that sweet spot, you know what to do. Step 7. Select a DLC half pad for the deck. If you don't have the DLC installed, you can use a ledge for this. In some cases, I recommend it. Using that zoom technique like with the rail, find the spot where the rail pops up over the edge of the deck. Getting it right matters, so you can drop in and ride over the edge smoothly. Step 8. We've got a little gap here we gotta fill. Head over to the Mist Terrain, grab a catwalk support, place one in each gap. Select them both and go to the Properties menu and switch them to Factory, and then the color from the second last black. Gap filled, and the perfect quarter pipe. From here, you can copy paste and flip it in on itself, and now you have the perfect mini ramp. Or is it? I personally like a smaller flat, so in this case, I slid in the flat to the base of the quarter pipe about 5 feet, shrinking the overall length by about 10. And now, let's do some landscaping. I realized putting in the grass that the mini should be 40 feet wide instead of 20, so I made some last minute changes. When doubling up a multi-piece build, sometimes you gotta go piece by piece. And now delete the other side, copy paste this side over, and back to the build. Well, hey, thanks for checking out my first build tutorial. Was it laid out okay? Let me know with a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, such as skate parts, tour vids, or builds past and present, hit that subscribe button, and the bell too. I've heard that helps. Share this with a friend who you think needs some work on their transitions. Speaking of transitions, I'm out.